Good afternoon and welcome to the LPN Daily Show for the afternoon of September the 11th, 2019. I'm Drew Walker, the community liaison here at the news. Thanks for joining me. As always, we can be found online at livingstonparishnews.com. We are also pushing out content throughout the day on our social media channels. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. If you'd like to rewatch these shows, the daily shows, both the morning and afternoon editions, or watch the video version of our long-form podcast, the LPN Weekly, that is also available on our website. It is livingstonparishnews.com/podcasts. The long-form podcast, the audio version, is also available at the website as well as on major podcast apps, including Google, Apple, and Spotify. We'll take a quick look at traffic for the moment. Nothing too terrible in the Livingston Parish, the Denham Walker area. There are some slowdowns. 190 at 4-H Club Road in both directions. That light backs up somewhat heavily. Pete's Highway at 190 crossing over Hatchell Lane is pretty bad right now. Other than that, things are surprisingly calm. I imagine that will be changing very shortly. Looking further west, I-12 eastbound coming into the parish from the 10-12 split until past the airline exits is pretty heavily backed up. But after that, right now, it's pretty smooth sailing. Again, that's probably likely to change shortly. Our weather is brought to us by brproud.com. That's WGNB Fox 44 and WVLA NBC 33. Right now, it's a lot like it has been. 94 degrees, feels like 98. Tonight, there'll be a low of 72, and it should be clear. Chance of rain is set at about 20%. Get into the headlines now. There are a couple of breaking stories. First, an update on a breaking story that we put out just a little while ago. The Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office was looking for a suspect who stole a couple of school buses. The school buses were parked on Magnolia Beach Road, and the first bus was taken sometime around 10 p.m. It was returned to the original location, and a second bus that was also parked there was then taken and later found on Lockhart. The suspect's name is Zachary Anderson, and about 3:30 p.m. we received an update that he was in custody. He had apparently turned himself in, and so he is in custody. The charges that he will be facing are not known at this time. The second breaking story is about some road work that's going to be happening. They'll be striping the roadways on I-12 at the Satsuma exit. That's exit 19, a little bit east of Denham Springs and Walker and all that. That's going to start Friday and Saturday from 8 to 5:30 p.m. both days. That's this Thursday and Friday. Friday and Saturday, September 13th and 14th. The I-12 westbound on and off ramps at Satsuma will have intermittent closures. Meanwhile, lane closures for striping will affect I-12 westbound from 1 mile west of the interchange to a half mile east of it. And at least one lane will remain open at all times, according to DOTD. The Master Plan Review Committee Chairman, Gerald Burns, will appear before the Livingston Parish Council at its September 26 meeting to improve communications and seek directions from the Council. That decision came out of an address by Parish Council Chairman Shane Mack to the Master Plan panel at its meeting on yesterday. Mack told the committee that he had already talked to Burns, and if the Parish Council agreed, that Mr. Burns could come once a month and give an update, what they need to work on and where they're at. Mr. Burns said he didn't feel like they were given the direction by the council about what was most important for them to work on. So improving the communications between the committee and the council looks like it's going to be a good thing moving forward. Of course, today is September the 11th. There was a prayer and remembrance service at the Parish Council Chambers. We're going to have a full photo gallery and a full write-up on that coming out very shortly. As always, it is a day to remember the tragedy that happened 18 years ago And so we would like to take this time to remember those folks. So once again, all of these stories and many more are available on our website. That is livingstonparishnews.com. An online subscription is only $5 a month. Gets you full access to everything on the website, breaking news, up-to-date news stories, sports, lifestyle, anything that we put out. It's just $5 a month. You can also find us on our app, which is free to download. We push out all of our stories through the app, which is including our breaking news stories, which are always free. And it's a great way to stay up to date with what's happening right now. Once again, we are on social media at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can find these shows as well as our long-form podcast on our website at livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. And the long-form podcasts are on major podcast apps, including Apple, Google, and Spotify. So one last look at weather and traffic. The weather hasn't changed too much. It's still 94 degrees, feels like 98. A low of about 72 tonight with clear skies, only a 20% chance of rain. And the traffic, so far, it hasn't quite caught up with where it normally would be, so it's still fairly clear right now. 190 is backing up quite a bit eastbound as you approach Jubin, back to the traffic circle right there at Eden Church Road. That's about the only real hot spot. Again, that'll probably be changing very shortly as more people make their way home. So thank you for joining me. This was the LPN Daily Show. I am Drew Walker, the community liaison here at the News, and I will see you next time.